Let's play. What's up, guys? Bogmars here with episode 33 of a Minecraft Let's Play series, and the first one filmed at night. Yeah, it's about 11 o'clock on a Tuesday evening when I'm filming this. I just sort of want to be honest about the time, so I'm not going to be able to be as loud or rambunctious, but that does not pull away from the quality of the video. Basically, tomorrow is a testing day for much of the school, except for my grade, and of course, when the first minute I get a text message. But yeah, so I'm gonna be able to stay up a lot later. And I just thought I'd film the video now when I get this yes sir message on the Minecraft page, because that is of course a reference to Simmons from Red vs. Blue. You can look it up. I already did. Nothing is in the official box, so I can make any assumptions that I wish. Gotta love the internet. Speaking of assumptions, you know what happens when you make an assumption? You make an ass out of you, an umption. That is from what the heck is the movie called? Um, I remember the movie. It was like a 1995 movie. Um, had to Google it. It was The Long Kiss Goodnight. I just paused the recording so you Google it. So that is your 1995 Hitch movie of the day. You know what happens when you make an assumption. You make an ass out of you and umption. So there you go. So let's jump right in here. I then forgot to hit my little stopwatch. I'm totally organized today. Okay. It's like 11 o'clock. Get off my back. Speaking of getting off my back, I've been watching a lot of rap battles history. I just went down through the whole playlist, showed my dad some of my favorite ones. He doesn't like as much as I do, you know, which I didn't expect. I didn't expect him to. A lot of his generation cannot connect with them, so I mean that's fine. Different generations have their own opinions and whatnot. But as we left off last time, we were sort of adventuring in the underground. I of course have a bunch of different Minecraft worlds I sometimes play on my free time. And on another one, I'm also spelunking through a crazy amount of stuff. I can't remember what's at the end of this cobblestone trail, but I know it's important. Oh, it's like the extension of something. It's like, yeah, it's this little thing. I wouldn't even know how to navigate it, but let's do this. Da 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 da. Yeah, that whole charge thing. Okay, well that's not gonna work. So I guess we'll just make a floor. Sort of go from there. It is always interesting to sort of try to navigate my way through these areas. I gotta make sure I'm on normal, and just because you don't know what to expect, you don't know what's gonna come up next. I'm trying to make a bridge across here essentially. There we go, and I can just sort of turn here, turn out, and we're here. It's not incredibly difficult. This game is not incredibly difficult to play. You just gotta know how to navigate it. I was watching the Rooster Teeth guys play Destiny a little bit. That game looks awesome. Of course, I've heard rantings and ravings of it essentially, as people have just been talking about it constantly. They were doing raids. People have described it to me as the greatest fusion between an MMO and a first-person shooter. That just sounds like the perfect game for me. Because I like both. I like both MMOs and first-person shooters. Both of them have sort of their positives and negatives for me. Which could lead me into a conversation about, first-person, third-person strategy, real-time strategy versus turn-based strategy, all that good stuff. And because I'm a video game guy, I know all these terms by heart. I know how all these video games fit into the video game world. I remember reading a headline somewhere that they have a Duck Dynasty game. That was kind of cool. But someone was wondering if that was the best game coming out of the week. There wasn't many big title releasement stuff. So they were just sort of frightened if that was the only game. I'm not sure if they were being serious or not. Sometimes hard to tell with things like Kotaku. Uh, there are three Endermen here. Gotta be kidding me. Alright, well, this is a YouTube series, so we're gonna do what every good YouTuber does and fight the living shit out of everything. I apologize for swearing. Language has been sort of a part of me in the last little while. Of course, guys at Rooster Teeth, they swear indiscriminately. It sort of grows on you as you expose yourself more and more to it. I also swear at school somewhat, so that's the thing. So the one person that doesn't like the swearing, I respect that. So please do not be mad at me for that. But you have every right to be because you specifically say do not do this, and yet I just did it. So these guys are now a lot easier because they're not teleporting anywhere. I wonder why. Uh oh. It's always an issue when you break your sword. Like that's where the issues start. Oops. I only need one torch there. But people have been asking me, especially my forensics teacher again, has been making sure that all I do is only Minecraft, and I'm just sort of saying, oh, I'll expand, but later in the future. I can't really expand right now because I don't have the time. Specifically, I gotta keep the grades up and whatnot. But I did just pass Diamond back there. Don't worry, I didn't completely miss it. Just trying to scout out what's going on ahead. Yeah, Minecraft gets nuts. You get far enough out, you get far enough into the world, and your mind will be blown. I'm gonna come back up here, set up another little shop. I don't need wood. Great. I can get all the minerals though. What I was gonna do is cook iron, make another sword, and continue. But now I should probably retreat a little bit. Just gotta play strategically. I might also give more of a public look to my other Minecraft worlds. But well, they're very similar, of course. Since they're all built by the same person, they're gonna have a very similar playing style. I could always play different sets of games. I could always do special ones like Skyblock or Survival. I actually tried Skyblock a few days ago with Snowy, who I haven't mentioned in a while. Me and him are still on good terms, don't worry. Been meaning to talk to him actually. I've been way too busy, just being tired normally. Cause good God knows that it's been a long week and a half. Been dealing with people essentially, a lot of BS from different people. Um, Essentially because just people are making assumptions, and that's sort of going back to what I was starting off this video with. People make a lot of assumptions. I mean, I understand why they make assumptions, but they often make them too much, and that's sort of my only complaint about that. Gotta avoid the rants, because apparently that's something I do a lot. Although I did want to mention one thing. I was watching an episode of Stossel as I was cooking dinner tonight. And freaking Go Remy, that guy on YouTube, I'll probably link one of his videos below. Because no one's going to know who I'm talking about. I was a big fan of his a few years ago, and he winds up on the show. He winds up talking about, the videos that he's done, and I thought that was a big slap in the face from the past a little bit. I always love when that happens. I honestly do, simply because it's like my past is like, oh, hello, I'm gonna make myself relevant again. That's exactly what happened with John Green. I've been a big fan of John Green since the Vlogbrothers days, and now he's coming back, kicking ass with different books and whatnot. And it's not swearing as long as you're talking about a donkey. As he always likes to say, he makes that point in every single time he says the word ass. He's like, it's not swearing if you're talking about a donkey. It's like, boom, got him. So we're gonna go back up here. Again, retreating. But yeah, no, that was a really cool area to jump into. Really glad that I went down there. Facing the Enderman was also kind of cool. Follow the cobblestone road. Follow the cobblestone. Just admit it. You saw that coming. Like some of you know my humor by now. You saw that coming. Speaking of humor, I made so many puns today. It was a pun apocalypse. Of course, a few of you are like face palming right now. They're fun to make. I'm sorry. They're fun. They're fun to make. Leave me alone. Let me live my life. No. Um. But yeah, no, this is what I find them to be fun to make. Okay? I have a right to an opinion, as long as it does not infringe upon your right to the same. I think that's how it goes. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can make... I'm going to make a sword, I think. An iron sword. Why? Why not? Actually, let me make sure there's not another iron sword sitting here. Okay, there's not. Because the iron sword that I got the first time was from the village. So I just want to make sure. Boom. I'm gonna grab a few pieces of wood. Grab my food. And I'm gonna head back down. Obviously, again, off camera, I'll be improving this place. Hopefully I'll remember. Just again, responding to your message. I always pause the recording when I do that. But yeah, this is a nice little shift here. Got my first diamond. I think my first diamond for this world. No, that was my fourth. Okay. So progress is being made. I just need a few more, and I can really start kicking ass. Again, it's not swearing if you're talking about a donkey. But to address sort of that one person who doesn't like the swearing, at the end of the day, it is just a word. Like, at the same time, I do respect that whole thing, and I'm going to try to not swear around her as much as possible. But just sort of considering how her demeanor has changed, and then just being the fact that it's just words. They are words that society has defined as negative. That's all they are. So if you break free of that, then there's no such thing as a swear word. Obviously, if you can't tell, I've broken free of that. I've essentially tried to break free of all influences of society. Of course, one person in the audience is like, shut up right now. But, you know, it's something that I'm going to say, and people probably are able to predict that I'm going to say it. There's a creeper. He be creeping. Creepers be creeping. Oh, jeez. It's a great thing about being down here. They don't do much damage. They really don't. Alright, gonna make more torches. Boom, and boom, and boom, and boom, and boom, and boom. I'm trying to fill up this whole room, essentially, before I start mining out stuff. There's the skeleton. You're not gonna kill me. Son of a mother duck. Got more lava. There's a lot of lava around here all of a sudden. Alright, I'm gonna collect all this redstone. Redstone, redstone, redstone galore. Alright. Yeah, I am weird at this time of night. You should see me at like 2 or 3 a.m. It gets freaking weird. Like over the summertime, I'd be up this late normally. I'd just be on Rift playing with the regular Rift group. It'd be a lot of fun. I haven't actually talked to those guys in a few days. There was a death in the group recently, and one of the group members is taking it particularly hard. It was actually a girl named Hannah. I think she was about 28. She's a lesbian, so her girlfriend is also just ripped apart over it, essentially. They were also childhood friends, so that just makes it even worse. So, you know, I'm definitely thinking about that all the time. And I'm actually not. I actually put it out of my mind for a little bit. Um, um, but yeah, no, it does kind of suck because it's like you don't fully realize what someone means to you until after they're gone. I firmly believe that. You don't know what you have until it's gone. And you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But you try so hard. You just might find, get what you need, or something along those lines. I just want to sing a little bit of it. I don't know. I think I have an okay singing voice. Not sure. You guys can definitely leave your opinion on that. Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm genuinely curious as to what other people think, as always. I'm gonna really work this out here. Brief interruption from my dad. He's telling me to go to bed because it's like 11:15 at night. But where was I? Oh yeah, opinions. Yeah, I'm definitely open to hearing the opinions as long as you guys can sort of solidly support them. I think I talked about this in the last few videos. What really just drives me up the wall is people who have an argument but then can't logically present that argument. You know, it's always really frustrating because you're going to need to be able to do that in real life. I was watching David Cameron, the Prime Minister of the UK. There's a section every week where he has to basically answer open questions from Parliament. He has to be able to answer all of this stuff and refute what they say, like on the spot. So I'm just thinking to myself, imagine if these people that I talk to on a daily basis, imagine if they had to do that. They would suck at it, essentially, is what I always think. Simply because they can't. Simply because the people that I know don't have the capacity, the mental capacity in order to do that. That's what speech and debate, that class, that's what that was supposed to do. It was supposed to train you basically how to do that. So yeah, there's that. I of course took that class for a year. I enjoyed it. Did not get much out of it. Did not take it seriously. Of course, there was one guy that did take it seriously. He is now kicking ass as a sophomore debater. Um, I don't want to say his real. I don't want to say his real name because I again don't want to put someone else out there. But he knows who he is. If he ever does watch this video, I bet he can guess that I'm talking about him. He's very popular in his grade. Very well liked by a lot of people. And just sort of an overall seemingly cool guy, but then when you sort of get, I'm not gonna say like when you get to the underneath, he's all evil, but it's like he definitely has two sides, and you know there's nothing wrong with that. He treats certain people a certain way and other people another way. You know, um, it's interesting. It's interesting to sort of sit back and observe what people do and how people treat each other, and how certain people will treat other certain people. You know, for instance, he will treat. No, I messed this up. No, never mind. Um, he'll treat like an attractive girl a different way than he'll treat an ugly girl. That's just sort of the stereotypical thing that I'm going to go with, and that's expected. You're in high school. That's kind of what you're going to do. Not bashing him for that at all because that's just normal being a teenager type stuff. Very unfair for me to bash him for being a teenager because good lord knows I act like a teenager every single day. It's fun. It actually gets on a lot of people's nerves. One of my other friends, she's been my friend for a long time. We've known each other. We're both in the same grade. Um, she's always she always has a lot of drama going on in her life. But hey, that's what us friends are there for. You know, she's in marching band as well. She actually plays flute. Anyway, um, basically me and her were talking at lunch today about how I just genuinely annoy her, and she always BS's around like this, but I don't mean to annoy her as much as I do. Because I think I do somewhat get to her, and I just hope that I don't drive her over the edge. But she again is one of those people where it's like she's a very negative person, which is fine. That's just sort of how you are. Um, but at the same time, negative people will do drastic things. So whatever happens out of that. Um, I'm not saying she's suicidal. Calm down. Good lord, everybody's making assumptions. You know what happens? You make an assumption, you make an ass out of you, and umption. Still don't remember what movie that's from. I said it earlier in the video. Please rewind. Um, but yeah, no, it's just people that I know and people that I talk to will be mentioned in these videos inevitably. Simply because if I mention you in these videos, I care. That's sort of how I want people to see it. A lot of people get freaked out. They're like, "What did you say?" But I'm just like, just go watch the video. Like, I'm not gonna talk bad about you. I think I went over this in the last video as well. someone who I thought I was losing contact with, she started talking to me again today, just making a few sly comments like someone stole her Cheetos. But just that little fact. Of course, this is one of the more amazing people that have been in my life the past year or so. So definitely don't want to lose her. But yeah, no, it's just I always overthink things and always over dramatize things, so it's so good. Um, More iron, I'm just finding all this random stuff. I'm noticing there are not any mobs. Yeah, there's not many of them around, so I don't know where they all got off to. Maybe they're all on vacation. Maybe they all went to take a trip to Hawaii. I don't know. Speaking of Hawaii, there's a weird sub we had on when was it? Monday? Who, for everyone that was absent, she just made a joke that they were gone to Hawaii. I'm not really sure why. She was weird. Um, but again, I guess she was just trying to be herself. She was trying to be different than the average substitute, who was always, I guess, the stereotypical substitute is like fading against the wall, just kind of like, whatever, don't care to be there. I guess she was sort of trying to get involved with everything, which is fine. It's just it was a weird way of doing it. I imagine being a substitute teacher is a very interesting job. Being a substitute teacher, I'm supposed to get a substitute teacher for like 2 weeks after my AP Creative Government and Politics teacher leaves because he's having, well, stuff's happening. And he'll have to go away for a little bit. It's gonna suck though because this was one of my more favorite teachers. He's one of those teachers where he will talk and you will like try to listen, you will like genuinely like try to hang on to his every word, but just inevitably he loses you because he's so, just that level of intelligence is light years ahead of your own. So if he loses you without meaning to lose you, like he tries to keep up, he tries to use your terminology, but without even slipping into advanced terminology, your mind just sort of goes like, wait, what? And that happens with me a lot in his class, and that's what I love about it, honestly. And it just sort of proves that he definitely knows what he's talking about. He also knows a lot. I'm of course kind of a knowledge junkie, so learning is definitely a thing that I like to do. Um, just the more knowledge, the better. I love that phrase, knowledge is power. I definitely believe in that. Welcome to the information age. All that good stuff. Um, Speaking of information, here's a random thing. About 2 or 3 years ago, I had figured out about Australia's huge shale oil deposit. I showed it to my friend, and he goes, "That's not real." Then he came back a few weeks ago, and he's like, "Oh, apparently it is real." And I'm like, "Yeah." If you don't know, shale oil is essentially a different fuel resource. Um, but my thing is if we went and we had gotten all of the oil, America would have been fine. America would have been like, "Hey, we're great, we got money." But I would have likened to go on my own and get some of that money. Maybe invest in American businesses. I could bail out GM all over again. I could have bailed out Solyndra before they went under. That was a $50 million. Is it 50 or 500 million? I think it was 50 million. They were $50 million. They got a fund by over $50 million, and they went under. Solyndra, the solar panel company. A few other companies did the exact same thing, but they were the big one that I always heard about. Frickin' green energy, you know that thing. That thing that will never work. At least not right now. For all you green people out there, save Mother Nature. I'm not saying that we should, you know, destroy the world. I'm just saying that we shouldn't focus on it. Got much bigger fish to fry. Like ISIS. But then there's this whole thing about how ISIS is, government funded and just all of this. It is definitely fun to examine these different conspiracy theories and see, hey, maybe this has some legitimacy. But to fully embrace conspiracy is definitely a level which I don't want to go to just yet on that particular issue. Simply because, to be fair, I don't know enough about it yet. Like, ISIS is not a brand new issue, but it's not an old issue either. It's just sprouted from Al Qaeda, and I know we funded Al Qaeda. So, making that assumption, I could. But, what happens when you make an assumption? You make an ass out of you an umption. So, using that logic, I cannot safely make an assumption that we funded ISIS. Even though causation leads to that, correlation does not mean causation. So there's that little argument. I'm gonna grab this iron ore. I'm taking a big risk by crossing this lava pool, but you know, whatever. What's fun in life without a bit of risk? Look around the corner, nothing's here. Light it up. Alright. Of course, all these extra blocks, there's extra minerals that aren't really useful for anything. I think I'm gonna, actually I will fill this up. I was gonna say I'm gonna leave that coal there. There's more than enough lava in the world. But, yeah, no, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm gonna go back to that again. I try to keep it varied. You know, if I just talked about what happened in every video, I feel like that'd be boring. But again, no one's really commenting when I tell people to comment. So please, comment. Leave me feedback. People will watch the video and not leave any comments. People will just watch and be like, yeah, it was good. I like to talk about different things. But they're not like, oh, I liked this particular conversation, but I disagree with you on this, and here's why. Because I'd like to talk about those differing opinions. Almost walked in the lava. And I'd sort of like to talk about different viewpoints and then get more people involved in the conversation since people already got involved. And just sort of continue that train of thought. And also, you can have other people respond to what you say. I could always read out comments and be like, oh, this is what this person responded to. And then someone else in the audience could be like, hey, I want to respond to this, what this particular person said. We could start off a conversation just from that. So, you know, getting people talking is definitely a good thing. I'm, of course, weird like that. I like to do that. I like to talk and converse and learn. Um, maybe that's why I do these videos so much, because I was thinking a few days ago, there's, again, not a lot of people in my life anymore who will listen to everything that I have to say. You know, a lot of people will listen to what they want to listen to and then just forget about it. People basically listen for their own benefit, is sort of where my point was with that. I have a friend who does that a lot. He's actually also in band. And me and him were going to go see a movie, but I decided just not to go. It's just, it sounded like a great idea, and it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, and as time goes on, you're just like, I really don't want to do this. Of course, you feel bad, but at the same time, you're like, oh, oh, oh. So that's sort of how it was with me. The movie, I guess I can, no, I'm not gonna say the movie. That's gonna really give away who I'm talking about. Or as we Canadians like to say, talking about. Yes, that's how we say about, goddammit. Let's close that up. Throw this on the wall. Throw that on the wall. And now we've got more parts. Oh, that was that. Oh, that's cool. Alright, let me do this. So let me release that again. And let me just trap it. Okay. So now it's fine, but I can also walk across it as well. Really running low on wood here. Which is a little concerning, you know, but it's not the end of the world. I'll just have to retreat and go get more wood. Going up, going up. Alright. That was the Zelda chest theme, if you guys didn't know. Which not a lot of you probably did. I noticed that a lot of people, again, are not gamers. Get out on that. Video games are a wonderful thing to play. Of course, no one agrees with me, but whatever. Again, it's a little depressing. Like, I spend so much of my life involved with video games, and I go to school with people who are like, what's Halo? My favorite game is Mario Party 8. Actually, I do like that game, so that's fine. But, yeah. Sort of the way things are. Kinda sucks. Kinda sucks. Pickaxe gonna break. There we go. I think I'm gonna leave actually right now. Simply because I got a few more stacks of coal, and I needed an excuse to return to the surface anyway. Dang it, where do I go? Guess I go over here. Then over here. I don't know why I never explored down that path. Sort of making my way back to the servers before I wrap this thing up. This has been a long episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This episode went by really quickly, actually, for me. Because again, we're already way past what I like to film. So, I don't know, was this sort of a boring episode? Was recording in the middle of the night, was that a bad idea? Was that a good idea? Was that a weird idea? Obviously it's a weird idea, so answer beyond that, but... Oh, here's the path. I'm like, where is it? Alright. So again, I'll try to improve this over the next few days. Getting this filmed now allows me to sort of do that. Sort of work on doing that. Still got my little Fortress of Victory. I'm gonna throw a cobblestone on there just to be like, ha ha ha. Alright. So hope you guys enjoyed watching episode 33 of my Minecraft Let's Play series. And I will see you guys in the next video. Let's stop.